Hello, and welcome to this episode of Building Fort Reagan. I'm starting this episode today because my co-host and my trusted lieutenant, Emerson, he's attending the board meeting in Rock River Society right now. So we'll just have to start without him. Now at the bottom of the Trail Creek Valley, about to venture up to continue to build and see what today might just bring. My preparations are a little vague because I was supposed to bring a cotton drill fly, or just a small fly of canvas or something, to try to build a second lean-to or a shelter. But I'm also making a A-frame tent at home, and I was fighting so much with my sewing machine the other day that I actually ran out of time, so I didn't have time to prepare that extra cotton tarp or a fly that I was going to bring to try to make a second lean-to. But I'm about to venture up now, and well, let's just see what this day can bring, and if the fort's still standing after we were there last time. So, tag along. I'm almost by the gates, about 50 yards or so, but on my way up the trail, you can see the trail behind me here. I actually stumbled across something that kind of caught my eye down on the ground, and you might see it. It's a little bit white. Thought maybe it was a piece of plastic or something, and I just scuffed it with my foot there a little. And it looks to me like that's a piece of underjaw. So this here is just a field excavation on the way up to to Fort Reagan. So please join me on this one. This is very exciting, actually. The ground is very hard. You know, it hasn't rained for almost 2 months or something. Might be fragile, this thing. But yeah, sure is an underjaw. Sure ain't no carnivore. I just bet it's a deer. There are like tons of deers in this woods. So this is one of the findings right outside the gates of Fort Reagan. So let's just bring it with us and make it part of one of the many trophies that is going to be on display at the fort. So, well, just a little happening on the way. Well, let's venture on. Well, it seems that I did reach the defensive walls of Fort Reagan. Our sign is still up here, and the second wall, soon to be finished, is still standing. Some of y'all might just be wondering what I'm just bringing up, what type of gear that I'm bringing every time I'm up here. And well, just short and sweet, just try to travel light. I'm bringing my canteen, of course, trying to live with the equipment I'm supposed to carry during a reenactment, so I'm getting comfortable with part of my gear, also with my haversack. My haversack just carries an extra axe. You might just see the handle there, not too periodically correct, but then it's easy to find if I misplace it. A couple of working gloves, and sometimes even snack. I also bring extra ropage in the bag. It actually sucks to be in the middle of a smaller project and you're out of rope, so just bring extra rope. I got me my, or not mine, one of my dad's chainsaws, a steel, and I have my ornately decorated safety helmet. I got my safety pants, and actually brought some extra rope. I just walked by the shelf and thought, well, better with too much than too little, right? The tin bucket I just found on the dump the other day, and thought, well, might just bring it up here, you know, because, you know, for fire hazards, whatever. Hopefully it'll stand up here one day, it'll rain and might fill up. And of course, just bought some extra fuel for the chainsaw. So yeah, and I might just not do too much, start new projects, because it is a lot of mess inside of all the cutting we did last time. So, you know, maybe I'm just gonna try to get this mess in order before we venture on to. Came to think about, I'm not sure if I told you this before, but one of the original plans up here when we first discovered this small plateau in the valley was to actually build a blockhouse. When I think about it, it's closer to 20 years ago, so it's kind of like depressing to see how fast the years just has passed. But it only proved that if you dream too big when you're just doing smaller projects like this, if the undergoing is too much, too heavy, and you know it really takes some good solid initiative to get it started, it's never gonna get started. You know, if you're having a project like this on your own, from your own reenactment group, whatever, start small. You know, start just building a little shelter, small lean-to. Just what we did is a small little gateway like so, that you can accomplish something, and something that can be 100% to the standard that you set. Even if you had a low standard for a blockhouse is still a pretty much heavy undertaking, just doing one or two guys by themselves. So that's why we're just taking short steps and trying to finish them before we start something new, and it's gone pretty good so far. So let's just hope we don't lose any momentum on this, nor any inspiration, because when we do finish our smaller project, that inspires further. Maybe one day there will be a blockhouse, I don't know, but as of now, we just need to get something constructed so that we can show to the world and just to ourselves that we actually built something, and it's there, and it's sturdy, and it's not something that is half-ass, you know, it's not something that is a started project. So we'll just see, but no blockhouses for now.
Hello, and welcome back to another video from Rock River Rangers. As you have seen previously, the captain has already been here for some time now, and I have just arrived to continue the work on the palisade here behind me. And while the captain is working on the shelter inside, I will take you there later to see how the progress is. And until then, you have to enjoy my company, and I will enjoy yours while you're sitting there watching, and we'll work on this palisade. So let's get started, right? finished the palisades on the main palisades on both sides of the gate, and the plan now is to, next time we get here, to possibly continue with a sloping palisade down to the tree down there, or possibly one of these other ones, because the terrain is falling pretty much right here down to these breastworks here, and the idea is to try to make a sloping palisade that follows the terrain from this corner and down. On the inside of the fort area, the captain is hard at work cleaning the debris or the cut-off branches, and I will take you for a short trip over to the shelter to show you the progress over there. So I'll see you when I get there. Here we are at the first shelter, and what will probably be the main shelter. As you can see, we have cut down a few trees and started on the roof. So I will go on here and you will see how it looks from the top. So here I am behind the shelter, and you can see that we have the two main beams and a lot of rafters lying on them to support the spruce bar, and maybe later we will perhaps use a tarp or some kind of watertight or waterproof cover. We are not going to use modern plastic tarps because it feels kind of wrong to do so. So we're trying to make it as natural as we can, or at least as time period correct as we can. But on the inside, as you can see, I told you in the last video that we have some different in heights in here, so we need to level it slightly before it gets put into use. And yeah, on this side we have what will be the main entrance, this front. This is a nice project, and I'm looking forward to next time we can come here and show you more of the progress. So let me know what you think about the shelter design and the ideas around it, surrounding it. So maybe we can get some hints and some pointers to what you would have done. I just remembered that some of you might have noticed this little thing lying around. It is actually an old table, and we have chosen not to remove it or demolish it further, because when we first got this land and this forest, we had reenactments here, or at least a shooting range for cowboy action shooting. And this is actually the remains of the loading table that used to be up here on Pilot Hill, that this mountain is called. and the table was positioned approximately where it is now, and the edge where we have our breastworks is where they went to shoot down on the trail on the target that was positioned down there. So as a memorabilia, we have decided to let this table just stay here, and it will be like an yeah, memorabilia and curiosity for visiting dignitaries and officers from other or soldiers from other companies dropping by. So that's it. The loading table from old times. I am back in my car, and the reason is temperature and mosquitoes combined. Too darn hot, and too damn many mosquitoes was the problem today. A few hours and that's it. Don't want to be eaten alive, so we decided to pack up and head out. We did get some work done, as you can see here in this video, and we have made plans for the next expedition and progress there. I hope you have enjoyed this. A slightly shorter video than usual, but anyway, if you have, hit that like button, and don't hesitate to press that subscribe button as well, and the bell button so you get notified when we upload new videos. I hope to see you again soon, and until next time, I say as I always do, ride hard, shoot straight.